Welcome everyone to this episode of Future Fuel, powered by the Future Energy Ventures. My name is Matthias Wiecher. I'm very happy to have today here as a guest Jussi Palola, the CEO of Virta. And to kick us off, let me just introduce myself a bit more and how this connection and collaboration with Jussi came about. So again, my name is Matthias. I'm within E.ON responsible for all of our electric mobility activities across all markets that E.ON is active in. And what we aspire to do is really to empower our customers to ultimately make the switch towards electric mobility. And with this, enable them to fight climate change by basically switching to the most clean and best way of transport, in particular when it comes to individual mobility. And we're doing this by in particular focusing on solutions towards those customers, be that at home, be that at work, be this on the road. And the one thing that in every electric mobility ecosystem is the connecting fabric, is the IT platform backend that ultimately connects all charge points with all customers to make charging and electric vehicle driving happen. And for this, we are partnering with Virta, Finnish company that we are working together as sort of one of our key partners for electric mobility. And Virta also is one of Future Energy Ventures portfolio companies. And happy to hear now with you, Jussi, and learn a bit more about your company, but also how we collaborate. So to kick us off, why don't you give us a quick intro into what Virta is and what you do and what drives your activities?
All right, thanks. Thanks for the invitation. So Virta is in a mission bringing electric vehicles to people's everyday life and to energy system. We see deep symbiotic relationship with the electric vehicles and the storages of electric vehicles in the power system. We are globally changing the power production to renewable energy, and there is no better new support than the electric vehicles, which can bring the flexibility to the energy markets. And this is the core of our mission. And we've been starting the cooperation 2017, the discussion, and 2018, real operational progress. And this is really the core of what we want to do as a Virta and why. We are a technology company as a DNA, and we are enablers. In order to be good enabler, we need to have excellent partners which have the strong capability in the European markets. And there is no better deal than what we have made, bringing our knowledge, technologies to the use of the really powerful cooperation, which is serving Europe, all over the Europe.
And I think this fits nicely into sort of back when we double down on our electric mobility focus areas. We very quickly recognized that we are not a technology company. So this is where we need a technology, but we are not the best company with the right competencies and also core skills to develop our own technology, which is one of the reasons why we then looked for a partner and found this in Virta. And what we also needed is a company that allows us in this sort of very dynamic market to scale and to scale it at the right pace. And I think we can say that so far up until now, and I'm sure in the future as well, we've been quite successful. You just mentioned that our collaboration really started in 2018. And by now, year to date, we have more than 12,000 chargers connected to the platform. So chargers that E.ON has invested in, but so the lion's share is with our customers. And those chargers last year enabled 2.5 million charge events. So there is now sizable infrastructure and sizable customer portfolio running on the platform. But at the same time, also another reason for us to partner is we knew that in this platform game, scaling is everything. And I think here we needed also a partner that sort of has the ability and then also the potential to scale beyond E.ON's direct channels, right? And this is where ultimately we are sort of going to be jointly successful if Virta is successful, and that's also going to make E.ON successful.
Yeah, and if I look at the numbers, last 2 years, the 72 gigawatt hour charge through the platform solution. It means actually, in our estimation, 25 million liters of gasoline less sold. So this is really significant impact already in the CO2 emissions, but still there's a really huge potential for growth. So in our estimation, if I look the numbers, it is approximately little less than 40 million kilograms less of CO2. Also understanding that the electricity production, of course, brings emissions as well, but overall sum still is really positive in terms of climate change effect, what we are doing here.
Mm-hmm. And I guess, I mean, speaking of those energy volumes that are there now, but obviously will grow more and more, this sort of brings a challenge with it, but potentially also opportunities by, as you said, in a smart way, connect all of those new distributed users, but also storage facilities into the energy infrastructure, which obviously for us as E.ON is a very important component of the entire electric mobility as sort of the change maker between energy and transportation and other industries, as the, in Germany, you could say Mobilitätsenergiewende. And I know, I mean, this is one of the reasons why we also partner with you guys. This is one of the areas where you put a lot of effort, right? Why don't you have sort of spend some time on one of the examples of things that you're working on, and also working with us on making this collaboration and connection of cars into the energy network function?
Yeah, and if we consider the vehicle to grid evolution, that is, of course, many companies have had in their slide decks for many years, but actually to do the large scale pilot is ongoing in UK with E.ON and Nissan. And this is the really significant proof of concept that this is not just a slide concept, but it will have a clear supportive role in the energy system. International Energy Agency evaluates in the EV Outlook 2020 that in terms of new renewable energy, the vehicle to grid technologies are really crucial, enabling actually the increase of global scale renewable energy production.
Yes, indeed. I think you've just mentioned another key component of sort of the nature of how we work together, but also what is going to be required for electric mobility as sort of a larger trend is going to need to work is that new kinds of partnerships need to evolve. And then sort of sometimes we coin the phrase of ecosystem of partners. And I think a key role here comes to automotive OEMs like Nissan in the vehicle to grid, and other OEMs that we as E.ON are working with, like BMW, where sort of new ways of collaboration and partnerships are going to be required to ultimately make the change happen that's required for electric vehicles to become a mass phenomenon, and with that then also have the positive side effects on CO2 reduction, and with that then fighting climate change, which ultimately, I guess, is another piece of DNA that we share between Virta and E.ON as one ultimate objective of what we're doing and why we're doing it. And I think with this, one thing that everyone can be sure of is that there's going to be continuous change. And I'm looking forward, I guess there's going to be opportunities to have another chats like these. Jussi talk about different projects and also different partners that are working with us. But I think for now, thank you for taking the time. And thanks to all of you to listen and watch this episode. Please reach out if you've got questions, but then so long, thank you, and have a good day.